What's up, guys? Welcome to my video. Okay, so today we're going to be going over a non-traditional game, Ultimate Football. This is my dog Murphy. Okay, anyways, first I'm going to go over the study guide with y'all. Then I'm going to go over the lesson plan where I pretty much kind of teach class. And then at the end we're going to go over the quiz and I'll give you the answers. Okay, so Ultimate Football study guide. Here we go. Okay, Ultimate Football is a non-traditional game. It's a combination of American football and Ultimate Frisbee. This is a non-contact sport, and you can't run with the ball, but we'll get into that later. So this is great for people who are worried about getting physically injured, playing a game, or anything like that. It consists of throwing and catching a football without advancing the ball by running. So that's pretty much the whole premise of it. In order to play the game, you're going to need a football, an American football. The size of the football, usually, it pretty much depends on who's playing. It could be a high school ball or a youth football. It just depends on what age group is playing and everything like that. Teams. To play Ultimate Football, 2 teams are needed. Each team can consist of 3 to 5 players. The team should not exceed double digits because each player deserves the opportunity to get to contribute to the game. Jerseys, different colored jerseys or pennies can be used to separate the teams. So a field, you're going to need a field to play this at. A typical Ultimate Football field is just like an Ultimate Frisbee field. It is 70 yards by 40 yards with 25-yard deep end zones. The space can be modified for younger players, just like you can play with different sized footballs and everything like that. Okay, moving on to the history of Ultimate Football. It's going to say a little bit about Ultimate Frisbee, but just keep that in mind because there's actually no background of Ultimate Football because it's just an adaptation of Ultimate Frisbee, so bear with me. In 1968, Ultimate Frisbee was created by Joel Silver. He first played it at a summer camp, Mount Hernon in Massachusetts. He nicknamed it Frisbee Football. After playing the game, he went back to his high school and asked his student council if they could actually make it into a sport and play other schools. And a year later, they actually played it against other schools. Fun fact, the first disc that they used was called the Whammo Master Disc. So, whatever. That's pretty much what the football is going to be substituting. It was popular, and their adaptations gave us Ultimate Football. So, the only difference is that in Ultimate Football, instead of you playing with a Frisbee, you play with a football. Same concept, same rules and everything. We're about to get into the rules. But first, we're going to go over some vocabulary. So, a quarterback. Quarterback is a player on the field who throws the ball. Predominantly in the game, the person who throws the ball is the quarterback. So anyone can be a quarterback. Receiver, player on the field who catches the ball, who receives the ball from the quarterback. So this person could be running routes. He could be just pretty much running alongside the quarterback, tossing the ball back and forth, just advancing it and everything like that. Defensive back is a player on the field who's guarding a receiver. So anyone pretty much on defense who's not guarding the quarterback. Interception is when a defensive back, the one who's playing defense, intercepts the ball, and that is a turnover, and the ball's going the other way, and everything like that. A completion is when the quarterback throws a pass to the receiver, and the receiver successfully catches it. Incompletion, opposite of a completion, is when the quarterback throws the ball to the receiver, and he does not catch it. End zone is it's the area in which that's where the points happen. That's where the offense is trying to move the ball towards so they can score. A touchdown, a score in Ultimate Football, it's when the receiver successfully catches the ball, completes the ball, and he's inbounds inside the end zone, inside that 25 yards. So that's a little vocabulary for you. We're going to go over basic rules real quick. So rock, paper, scissors is played to determine who's going to receive the ball first. Whenever you start to play the game, you could throw the ball down or you could have your team start at a specific area on the field. Here we go. In order to score, a player must catch the ball Past the goal line, there should never be any running the ball past the goal line. A touchdown is worth 6 points. My dog wants out. Get up. Go. A touchdown is worth 6 points. After a touchdown, the ball is given to the opposing team 10 big steps from the goal line. Like I said, you can have them walk 10 steps from the goal line and go the other way, or you can just go old school and just throw it, kick it off, whatever you want to do. Players can throw and toss the ball to each other. If the football is caught in the air, the player can keep possession. After catching the football, the player is allowed 2 steps to slow themselves down. That doesn't mean catch the ball while standing still and taking 2 steps. No, 2 steps is used to slow yourself down because you're not supposed to be running the ball. Okay, moving on. When the football touches the ground, whoever touched or threw the ball last gives the ball to the opposing team where the ball is picked up. That is a turnover. So that means the ball is just going the other way. It's not yours anymore. Defensive players are required to keep 2 steps away from the player who possesses the ball. Don't put your hands in the face. Don't touch them. Stay 2 steps away. You can deflect the ball all you want. Just jump high enough to get it. Okay. There is no contact allowed, ever. This is ultimate football, not real football or anything else. This is ultimate football. And the rule is, why everyone plays it, is because there's no contact. Keep the game as the game is. Okay, a player has 5 seconds to make a pass or throw the ball. The person who's guarding the quarterback can say 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and whenever that occurs and he hasn't let go of the ball yet, that's a turnover. Okay, you can't take the ball off another player's hands. You can't. If you do, it's against the rules, and they get a free pass or something like that. 3 to 5 players per team. Like I said earlier, we want every player, every kid to have the chance to contribute to their team without getting caught up in hiding in the game and everything like that. Some honorable mention things. There's no running, just reminders. There's no running with the ball. Offense players can only take 2 steps after they catch it. There are no direct handoffs ever. You got to throw the ball, okay? Lateral it, toss it, whatever you want to do. Just don't hand it to the other person. Gotta go through midair for a little bit because this gives the defense a little bit more chance to do what they want. Lateral pitches are allowed, just like I said. Any player can receive passes at any time. 1 foot must be in bounds when catching the ball. Okay, maintain your integrity. Know if it is or isn't. Know if the foot was down or not. Okay. Interception, change possession of the ball. No stoppage of play occurs during this time. Okay, common courtesies while we play this game. When playing defense, do not put hands in the face of the quarterback while they're trying to throw. Okay, we just went over that. Never push someone so they can take an extra step. This is unsportsmanlike, and it will not be tolerated. Don't push anybody so they break the rules. Okay. Always maintain your composure even if things aren't going your way. This occurs with younger kids and sometimes older kids. Be mindful and careful when jumping up for the ball. We don't want to get anybody hurt. Okay? So now that we've gone over the rules and you know a little bit about the game, I'm going to go ahead and teach this to you. Okay. So once again, non-traditional game, ultimate football. This instructional delivery is going to be direct instruction. Okay, the students are going to be able to warm up properly and play ultimate football the correct way, knowing the rules, we just went over them, and how to react to the opposing team when on defense or offense. Okay, they're also going to be able to learn how to practice good sportsmanship and maintain integrity while playing the game. They got to be honest, they got to play by the rules, no cheating. Okay, first we're going to go over learning experiences and progression. Okay, this is a longer part, and we'll go over how long each part takes in my next segment. Okay, so first, we're going to introduce the students to the game. We're going to let them know the rules, a little bit about the history, everything like that. Second, we're going to initiate a warm-up. This warm-up is called midnight, okay? So we have sheep and we have wolves, okay? Depending on how big your class is, usually smaller classes, we'll go with 3 wolves. So they'll put on pennies, right? So these 3 people with their pennies on are going to line up in the field. All the other students are going to line up on the goal line. And on my command, all the sheep, all the students on the goal line are going to run. And it's pretty much just a tag game. It's an organized tag game. And this gets their lower body loose. Okay? So we're going to keep going through that until there's a couple sheep left, and then we're going to go through another cycle, and that'll be the end of the game. So when a kid gets tagged, he or she is going to put on a penny, so we know who is who, and who's a sheep and who's a wolf. Okay. Third, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a warm up for the upper body. Okay. The children are going to pair up twos. Okay. And we're going to throw the ball with our right arm. We're going to throw the ball with our left arm back and forth. Okay. So for each little station, 2 people are getting work in. Okay. Throw with our right arm. Throw with our left arm. Okay. And then we're going to toss with our right arm. And then we're going to toss with our left arm. Okay. This is going back and forth. Okay. So after that, we're going to go ahead and line up. We're going to pick teams, go over the rules again, and then we're going to play the game. Okay, so going back through what I just said, as far as organization goes, I think it is prevalent to know how long everything should take, because for this one, we have an hour and 15 minutes. Okay, so greet students, introduce the game and rules, 10 minutes, okay? Warm-up game of midnight, 10 minutes. Warm up your arms, 10 minutes. Explain rules again, safety, pick teams, everything like that, 10 minutes. And start the gameplay. This should give you 35 minutes of gameplay. So hopefully you get 3 games in, because every 10 minutes we want to reshuffle teams to give the kids more of a variety of competition, okay? And we don't ever want to stick a student on a losing team the whole class period, because that's not fun. We want them to be able to come back and play. We want them to be here. We want them to participate, everything like that. Okay, so equipment you need a field. It can be regulation like I stated in the study guide, or you can adjust it to however old your kids are. You can widen it. I don't care. Okay. Then we're going to need footballs, of course, penny jerseys, because we want one team to wear pennies and we want the other team to not. This helps the kids identify who's on what team and everything like that. If I was wearing a blue jersey and my opponent was wearing a penny too, I wouldn't want to, when I was a kid, I used to do this. I'd catch the ball and be like, okay, he doesn't have the same one as I do. By one team wearing pennies, it helps the child understand that they're instantly not on their team. You can recognize street clothes easier than picking out one color or the other. That's just my opinion. Okay, we want the teams to consist of 5 people per team. Okay, we don't want to get any bigger, especially going to double digits, because we want all the kids to contribute to their team accordingly. Okay, we're going to go over teaching cues. We're going to show the students how to warm up appropriately, their lower body with midnight, the organized tag game, and warm up their upper body properly. Tell them the importance of conserving their arm, because if they hurt their arm in your class, it's not going to hurt them that day probably. It's going to hurt them years on down the road. And I learned that this year. We're going to show them how to throw the ball, catch the ball, everything like that. How to stop running when in possession of the ball. Those are all elements that the game Ultimate Football teaches, and pretty much gives them a hands-on learning experience. We're going to be sure to remind the students of what good sportsmanship looks like, just like I stated in the study guide. We're also going to be able to show them how to maintain academic integrity. This whole lesson, this whole game, this whole warm-up, everything like that is for an hour and 15 minutes, and that's why I went over the time in the organization a while ago. A few safety reminders before you play the game is collisions. Okay, we don't want 2 kids to be running for the ball and hit each other. That can happen. That is a risk. It probably will happen. Okay, fatigue from running. You have a variety of students, and every once in a while there's going to be somebody who has asthma or not in the best shape, and you can accommodate them by, hey, let's take a break, hey, let's get a drink, everything like that. You just need to accommodate them, okay? Getting hit with the ball, this is probably one of the most common things to happen. Getting hit with the ball, it better not be intentional. If it's unintentional, it's very understandable. Things like that. Okay, so that's the lesson plan for Ultimate Football. We've gone over we've gone over the study guide. We've gone over the lesson plan. Reverting back to the study guide, I'm going to go over the quiz with y'all. Okay, what are the dimensions of a typical Ultimate Football field? A, 20 by 40 yards with 25-yard deep end zones. B, 5 by 40 yards with 20-yard deep end zones. C, 70 by 40 yards with 25-yard deep end zones. Or D, 70 by 40 yards with 10-yard deep end zones. The answer is C, 70 by 40 yards with 25-yard deep end zones, as stated in the study guide. Number 2, Ultimate Football is a combination of American football and A, Ultimate Frisbee, B, golf, C, basketball, D, dumpster diving. I know y'all want to pick D, but we're going to go with A, okay? Here we go. 3, in Ultimate Football, what is ruled as a completion? Write your explanation below. Okay, so I would write a completion is when the quarterback throws the ball to a receiver and the receiver successfully harvests the ball and without having their foot out of bounds, without bobbling it, without dropping it, everything like that. It's in their possession, they caught it. Okay, number 4. In Ultimate Football, a touchdown is worth how many points? As stated in the study guide, the answer is D, 6. Okay, there is contact allowed in Ultimate Football. Number 5, true or false? There is no contact allowed in football. It is false. B, false. Okay, number 6, a player can run with the ball as far as they want to without passing it. True or false? This is also false. It's Ultimate Football, not regular football. Not run as far as you can with the ball. Catch the ball and stop. Slow yourself down. You got 2 steps. Okay, number 7, Ultimate Football teams consist of how many players? Okay, in the study guide, it says 3 to 5. Okay, and we don't want to get into double digits because we want the kids to benefit, right? Okay, number 8, different colored jerseys can be used to separate teams. True or false? This is true. This is true. We have the pennies. We had the pennies in the warm-ups for midnight, and we also have pennies in Ultimate Football. Okay, so number 9, list one of the common courtesies in Ultimate Football below. Okay, don't take the ball out of anybody's hands. That's not cool. Don't do it. Okay. Number 10, how long does a player have to make a throw or toss? Okay. In the study guide, we said 5 seconds. Okay. And your choices were 3 seconds, 8 seconds, or none of the above. 5 seconds. Okay. So that's the quiz. We went over the study guide, the lesson plan, and the quiz for Ultimate Football. And hopefully you take advantage of all that. Thank you.